So you think that everything that happened was kosher?
You know there's not one single bit of evidence, not one little tiny bit, to suggest anything done was wrong. You know that, but you keep asking me these questions. It's okay. You're doing what you have to do, but I'm not worried about it. Look, the American public knows me.
Well, Anderson, I have the indictment right here. It's voluminous. It's 56 pages. But in going through this, the Justice Department details the allegations supporting these 9 counts that they have filed against Hunter Biden. They include 3 felony tax offenses and 6 misdemeanor tax offenses. Now, to put that in context, Hunter Biden was hoping to resolve this investigation by pleading guilty to just 2 misdemeanors. But here, the Justice Department is alleging that he engaged in a 4-year scheme in which they say he chose not to pay at least $1.4 million in self-assessed federal taxes he owed between 2016 and 2019. And then they also accuse him of trying to evade the assessment of taxes for 2018 when he filed false returns. Now, they allege that he subverted the payroll and tax withholding process of his own company by withdrawing millions outside of that process. They also accuse him of spending millions of dollars on a, quote, extravagant lifestyle rather than paying his tax bills. They say in 2018, he stopped paying his outstanding and overdue taxes for the tax year 2015 and willfully failed to pay his 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019 taxes on time, despite, they say, having access to funds to pay some or all of these taxes. They allege he willfully failed to file in 2017 and 2018, and then when he did finally file in 2018, they say that he did so to reduce the very substantial tax liability he faced in February 2020. Again, these are tax allegations. It's a little in the weeds, but he faces a maximum penalty of 17 years in prison. Now, of course, oftentimes sentences are far less than the maximum. But I'll note that in the press release tonight, Anderson, the Justice Department also says that the investigation is ongoing. And that's notable because the question of whether the investigations into the president's son were fully going to be wrapped up with a plea deal or if they would possibly continue, that became a real key issue between his lawyers and the Justice Department. So notable that they included that here. It feels a little bit more than just the standard boilerplate, but we would expect that the president's son would likely make his first court appearance probably sometime next week.
But all I'm asking is pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. Pay your fair share.
Now, you mentioned there could be more charges. What makes you think that?
It's just my reading of the document. In the first page, I think the language is that they describe him as a lobbyist. Lobbyists have to register under what's called FARA, the Foreign Agents Registration Act, which is a government way of saying that if you're working on behalf of foreign interests, you have to tell the U.S. government. In this case, the indictment spends a lot of time talking about Hunter Biden's business deals with the Ukraine energy firm Burisma. It also talks about his work with a Chinese energy firm, CEFC, and it also talks about his work with Romania. And that, to me, seems to leave the door open to potential FARA violations. I also would add that there has been some reporting subpoenas have been issued for his business partner, the president's brother, James Biden, and that would go to the idea of FARA, working together, lobbying on behalf of foreign interests. Now, we say all of that, but their position has been that he accepts responsibility for this period in his life, but they've in no way admitted that they have been lobbying on behalf of those entities.
I think you should be able to go out and make $1 billion or $100 million if you have the capacity to do it. But I ask one thing, pay your fair share.